Hello. So today let's talk about physical intimacy or touch. Um, Often we're talking about how it's a human need that we need touch, we need physical intimacy. From the day we are born, we need to lay on our mother's chest. We need comfort. We need the physical presence of another human being when we are born, and we need it to continue also when growing up. And if you've had that, if you had a lot of touch and physical intimacy, however, with autonomy and boundaries, I'm not talking about being invaded with physical touch. I'm not talking about that. That's another video. If you have a healthy experience of physical touch, like it was a natural part of your start in life and of your upbringing, then it's like a natural part of yourself, and you're not gonna react with fear if someone touches you, but you're also gonna react very with boundary if someone touches you too much. So you have this balance of needing physical touch, or wanting it. It's not a deficit in you. So you react in a relaxed way when someone touches you, but you also sense when touch is too much, when you need to draw a boundary. However, if you grew up either with no physical touch, maybe you were unfortunate enough that you were born and the first period in your life, you didn't have any physical touch, actually. Maybe you were born in a period of time when you were separated from your mother, so you were just lay yourself in a bed, or you couldn't have your mother, or and then it continue maybe because then already then the attachment is broken, so that's going to affect the mother, and then she's not going to be physical with you in the same. It's not going to be natural. Or you grew up with being invaded by physical touch, like you had a parent who was invasive, who had no boundaries, and just took its right to touch you or to do things with you that you didn't want. And it's not only sexual abuse is one thing, but that's also part of it. But it could also be just that you had a parent who was invasive, and then your relationship to physical touch and intimacy is not relaxed. It's filled with fear, potentially disgust, and you have probably developed defenses around, or you have a defensive relationship to physical touch. So this defense can look either in that when someone comes close to you, when someone touches you, you shut down and you become numb and dead. Okay? Or when someone comes close to you, you repeat the mistake that your parent did, and you become very invasive and controlling. It's like you force physical touch. Not because you have a relaxed relationship to physical touch, but because you don't, but you have a defense around it that is very active, that make you into controlling seat. But actually, it's the same as in the numb state, because actually you are detached, you are numb. It's just you're acting as if you're not. You are physical, but you're not feeling it. So reflect over how your relationship to physical touch is. Is it really associated to being totally relaxed in a surrendered state of trust? Or is it like a thing? Is it a thing for you? Is something that you need to protect yourself from or to act upon? And it's also good to reflect upon this, how your partner, if you have a partner, or if you've had partners, how he or she is in this. Because, for example, if you had a partner who acted in a very rejected way, and when it came to physical intimacy to you, you might need to consider that it actually wasn't about you. It can be, but this is another perspective. It wasn't about you. It's just that this person is not used to physical touch, and the defense is rejection and going numb and going not interested, when it's actually that if the person didn't have this defense, he or she would become totally overwhelmed by feelings, overwhelmed by sensations of physical touch. So I want you to start to consider the correlation between, or the relation between numbness and rejection and being totally overwhelmed. So it might be that when you are either very controlling and invasive, you're acting on the defense, or you're very detached and acting in a rejective way in the face of physical touch. It might be that underneath that defense, it might be that your nervous system or your body would be, if you didn't have that defense, you would be totally overwhelmed by physical intimacy and physical touch. You're so sensitive to it because you didn't have it. So it's like something that you're not used to, or you don't know how. Your body is like confused. Your body doesn't know how to react when someone is touching you and it's intimate with you. And I think this perspective is important, since we're talking so much in relationships about the importance of physical touch and being intimate and so on. And that is true, that creates a stronger bond, but it can also be sort of forced if you're not aware of how your relationship is to physical touch. It might be that you are very, very, very sensitive, and that you actually, need to go very, very slow and need to, create a safe space of touching you with integrity, or touching yourself might also be, but just open, just be aware first if you have a lot of protective layers around your body, which is understandable. If you had neglect or in some way, or parents being invasive, it's understandable you have a protected layer around your body. So respect that and be aware of that, and then ask yourself if you want to let go of that defense, because when you do, what you potentially might discover is like a whole new world. Like when you start to really explore how you react to physical touch without defense, it might be like a whole new world opens up. Like when you really understand how sensitive it is, you will start to cherish that and start to live that, and not, force yourself into intimacy or reject it, but to really start to get to know it. And that idea, I think that's really, something beautiful in also how you need to shut down, because what's underneath the detachment is actually overwhelmed feelings, and how you're a very sensitive person, and you need to take care of that because no one else did. They disrespected it when you grew up, so now it's time for you to start to get to know it, and so that you can start to feel it, but in a safe way, so that again, that your body can feel safe, so that eventually you can start to explore or develop a more relaxed relationship to physical touch by getting to know it. Again, that's always the way to getting to know yourself. That creates safety. But just a reminder, just a thought for you, that that rejection or being very controlling when it comes to physical touch, and it might be like in physical intimacy or in sexual situations, but also like in with friends or whatever, to consider what type are you, and consider like, if I wouldn't have this defense, what is underneath there? Is it my sensitivity that is dysregulated, so that I need to have this protection? But then when I let go of it, then get to learn what's underneath and start to take care of it. And then, a beautiful new world will open up to you, where you will experience your vulnerability, and you experience how your heightened awareness, and how your heightened sensations, you can start to take care of them. So if you found this topic interesting, or if you have some questions, you can comment in the comment section, and maybe we can make a longer video about it as well. But it's an interesting theme. Or I just, my point with the video was just to help you to start to understand and have compassion for if you or your partner is very, shut down or is very invasive, to understand what's underneath. That it's not that they are rejecting you potentially, or that they are, wanting to invade you. It's just a defense where there might be some sensitivity and some wounds underneath that needs to be taken care of, with first understanding and then, safety and going slow and in trying to heal it with compassion. So rejection might hide overwhelmed feelings, so that you are easily overwhelmed in your nervous system. So that's why you need to shut down or be in control. So okay, so that's it for now. Again, comment if you have any questions or if you have any reflections on this theme. And thank you for watching, and have a nice day.